Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today we are making a Cruffle Easter wreath using 10-inch Deco mesh. Let's get started. Today's wreath, I'm starting off with this wreath form. It's 14 inches, metal wreath form from the Dollar Tree. Then I have a roll of Deco mesh. This is 10-inch Deco mesh from Hobby Lobby. It was $9.99. I did get it at 40% off. Next, I'm going to be using some chenille wires from the Dollar Tree. And also from the Dollar Tree, I'm going to be using this beautiful pink and kind of greenish ribbon that will match perfectly this little green and pink right here. And this is burlap ribbon. It's really pretty. And also this little decorative ribbon from the Dollar Tree. For this ruffle wreath, you're going to need 12 chenille stems. This wreath form consists of 6 sections, and I'm going to start by putting a pipe cleaner on row 2 and 3 right here. The reason I put my pipe cleaner on both of the rows together is it has less chances of moving and it's stronger when you put the wire on both rows. Setting up this wreath form is super easy. Now that we have a pipe cleaner in the middle of each section, what we're going to move on to is in between sections. I'm going to attach a pipe cleaner on this intersection 1, 2, 3, so row 3, and right there where this divider is, I'm going to just attach it, give it 2 twists, and we're going to fold it outside of our wreath form. And there you go, this wreath is super easy to set up. 1 pipe cleaner inside each section in the middle on the inside, and 1 in between sections right along the wreath. Really easy. Now let's get started on the Deco mesh. This roll was $6, but it's going to look more poofier than if we use the 6 rolls from the Dollar Tree that would have cost us $7.50. Each one of these rolls are 10 inches by 10 yards. 10 yards gives us 360 inches. If we divide our 360 inches or our 10 yards into 12 sections, it's going to give us 30 inches. So we are going to make 30-inch strips. My board is 24 inches, but we need to add 4 more inches. So I'm just going to use my ruler, and the way I do it is the beginning of my ruler, I'm just going to put right underneath here, add 6 inches, and I'm just doing it so you can see it. I'm going to move it to the side and then cut along the 24-inch mark. So 24 plus 6 will give us the 30. I'm going to go and cut slightly off the edge here because just a little bit on the rougher end. But because I want my 30 inches, I'm going to be cutting this really carefully. I got my Deco mesh all cut up, and we're going to be using the Woodland method, also known as the Cruffle method originally, that was started by Amber from This Southern Girl Can. I just found out that she started it. I had no idea. So I've been calling it the Woodland method like a lot of us creators who have been using this method for a while now. I am going to attach Amber's channel in the description box because you gotta give credit where credit is due. When I found out this method was also called Cruffle, I'm like, that's so perfect because it's a curl and a ruffle. So we are going to get started by doing the curl first. We're going to give 2-3 rolls of the curl, and this is what's going to prevent all that fraying. Then I'm going to grab a clip. You can also use a clothespin, anything you have on hand, and I'm going to roll this out. And I'm going to give it a few rolls on this side just to get all those endings kind of enclosed. Straight in the middle, I'm just going to collect. When I'm done, this ruffle is going to be kind of thick, so I'm just going to kind of push it flat. I'm going to push it flat, and then I'm going to get started and start attaching it on my wreath form. Doesn't matter where you start. You're just going to grab one. If you're starting with the outside, then you're going to go to the inside row, and just keep on going. And I'm going to give it 2 twists, and that's it. Look at this. It's so big. It's so beautiful. You just can't compare the Dollar Tree Deco Mesh to this. You can't. Let's do another one here. I'm going to do 1, 2, clip in the middle, and then here. There you go. And let's bring it together. And when you bring it together, as you will see, it's thick, and we're just going to squish it nice and flat. And then we're going to move on to the next one. 2 twists. And I'm just going to continue making all of these ruffles, and just one after another, placing them in a little bit of a zigzag pattern right on the wreath form, because just the way it is, it goes inside, outside, inside, outside. As I'm laying these in, as you can tell, there's the space right here. So what I did with the second one is I turned it to fill that space in, and then you have this ruffle over here, and then here you have this open right here. So when I was putting this one on, I made sure I put it on this way. We're going to have ribbon on top of this, but I already wanted to set up where it's already forming its shape, and it's going to just be such a beautiful wreath. And I know you guys are seeing it's quite bare. If I pick it up, you kind of can still see my hand, but don't forget, we're going to have ribbon on top of that, and just, oh, it is going to be so, so pretty. One last thing, when you're attaching your poofs to your wreath form, make sure you put them upside down so that the curls go in and towards the bottom of the, I guess, the table or whatever you're working on. It is so poofy and gorgeous. Now it's time to work on our ribbon. The ribbon I will be cutting into 12-inch strips, and I'm just using my ruler like I usually do, and I'm just going to wrap the ribbon around the ruler. I don't know why, but they hot glued the ribbon to the actual spool. So guess what? This last little one I'm going to have to get rid of because it's kind of damaged right here also. From one roll I have 8, would have had 9 if they didn't mess this one up. So I have 12-inch ribbon and 12 pieces, and I'm just going to go ahead and make little dovetails here. And because this is burlap ribbon, I just do 2 at a time. If you take any more, it's just going to get a little bit harder to get it nice and centered. I have both the pink and the mint green ribbon all done, and I have the dovetails on both of them. And now I'm just going to grab this other ribbon, and I'm going to, here you go, 10 inches, and I'm going to make it a little shorter. I'm going to cut it into 10-inch strips. Same thing with this ribbon. I'm just going to make dovetails on all of the strips. Now we're going to go to the center of each poof, and we're going to grab our ribbon. Doesn't matter which one's on top, which one's at the bottom. And here is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to crisscross them. Put this one straight in the center, and then gather it. And I'm going to put it at the center of our poof. And if our poof is going right here, from here to here, as you can see, the ribbon is going the other way. That's what's going to cover the actual wreath form. And then when you fill it in like that, it's going to be full, and it's going to cover everything that needs to be covered. As far as our chenille wires, you can keep them if you are going to string something on like an ornament at Christmas. But if you don't need to string anything on, or maybe you're not putting anything in the center at all, you could just move the pipe cleaner towards the back. And if you are new to my channel, I'm going to show you really quickly how I do this. In the back, I'm going to give it 2 twists, just like that. Then I'm going to bring 2 endings of the pipe cleaners together. I'm going to twist them. When that's done and they're together, I'm going to fold it in half. And then if it's too long, I'm going to fold it again and then fold it back, just like that. And in the back, you have everything clean. Nothing scratches in the back. It's folded. It's nice and neat. And if you're making these wreaths to sell, this is a beautiful presentation. It's not messy in the back. Just look at this ribbon. It's so pretty. I try not to focus on straightening out the ribbon at the time I'm doing it. I just want to make sure that they're even before I tighten that pipe cleaner up. And now I'm just going to continue making my ribbon bundles and attaching them to our wreath. Now that I attached my ribbon all over this wreath form, we want to take care of the center of the poofs. You can either just kind of bring your ribbon together and hide that center, or I usually prefer to put something on the inside. You can definitely put an egg, and I got this one at the Dollar Tree. They have so many options. What I chose to use are these beautiful fabric roses. They're actually made out of burlap, and I thought that would work together really nicely with the burlap ribbon that we're using. And as you can see, they come 4 in a pack. So for this whole wreath, it's going to cost you $3.75. And they all come with little metal tails or little stems, I guess. And they're about 2 inches long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just push down my ribbon and slide the little wire or the stem of the rose right underneath our pipe cleaner, and it'll go through because you have so many ribbons there. And as soon as I adjust my rose to the center, I'm just going to wrap the wire around the bottom. It's only 2 inches, so it'll curl in really quickly. And then I'm going to proceed to poof that little area out, and look at that, so quick and absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to continue adding these roses all around the wreath, and that's it. Our wreath is pretty much done. It was simple to make. It's elegant Easter colors, and if you want to make it more for spring, just don't use this egg ribbon. Use something springy, something maybe with flowers. Just a simple white ribbon or ribbon coordinating with your deco mesh. Dollar Tree also carries these roses in a beautiful brown burlap color. So if you're making this wreath more farmhouse, this would be lovely. And that's it.